Hello bead kids, today we are making a butterfly. This is from our butterfly garden kit from beadkids.com. Like, what can you do with 500 beads? Well, we were able to make 7 projects. And we're focusing on the butterfly today. Now, you can make your butterfly any color that you chose. Just follow this basic pattern. We will be stringing the straws, putting the straws in up and down in that direction. So we take our straws and cut the straws. We cut a point and then cut the straws lengthwise. Just kind of slice them. And then we're going to start adding the beads to the straw. The straws will act like springs and just hold the beads on. Get your row added, and I move the straws to, the beads to the end of the straw and cut the straws with side cut pliers or scissors and start on the next row. We'll go row by row, adding the beads to the straws and cutting the straws. We just have to improvise on the edges of the wings, the right and the left edge, the last 2 rows. When your straw gets shorter, you can put the beads, the shorter rows on there. Now this can be adapted for the 4x6 perler beads. These are the 6x9. The 4x6 perler beads, no, the 4x6 pony beads, or the 5x5 perler beads. Same principle, but you use a half a straw. So cut the straw lengthwise and cut it lengthwise again. We are laying this pattern out on our beadkids.com bead board. Holds our pattern in place. We are not going to put a straw yet into the 3rd row from the edges. And you'll see why, but continue all the rows. We will be using the 5-inch beadkits.com needles to go through the middle of the straws, the middle of our rows. I'm taking about 3-4 feet of string and tying two needles, 2 tapestry needles to the end of my string. And I put the edge of the wing and then the next wing, the next row of the wing on. Just these 2 rows. Then I'm going to take 8 beads without straws and string them to the edge, just like that. And take my needle over to the right needle over to the left side. And before I tie a knot, I'm adding the straw, so that technically the string is between the straw and the bead. It works just fine. Then I can pull its strings tight, and then I can tie a square knot. And tuck the knot and the tail into the center bead. And we're going to do that with the lower half of the wing. So we get another 3 feet of string. If the beads come off the straw, you just thread them back on there. And we are putting there's 1 bead in between, so you put that on the straw, and then you put these 6 beads and just thread them without the straw. Before you tie it, thread, push the straw all the way through. And now we have made the wing, the first wing. Tie a knot, add some glue, and tuck the knot into a bead. And you just take your pliers or scissors and trim the straws. So there's the first wing done. We're going to repeat that on the other side of the butterfly. Take about 3 feet of string. Tie your needles to the ends of the string. Add the first row, and then the second row you will crisscross your strings. and in the correct order, add your beads. And pass your needle through. There you go. Before you tie your knot, then you can put the straw through the beads. Then pull the string tight. And tie a knot. Add that one bead in between, and then prepare another 2 feet of string. And your 6 beads. Check your pattern to make sure it's facing the right direction, and then thread the straw through the beads. Make sure it matches to the other wing. Pull your string tight and tie a knot. There's our second wing. Trim the straws. And there's our butterfly. Now we're just going to string our whole butterfly together. So I'll take about 6, no, I'll take more than that, 8 feet of string, and I'm using the 5-inch needles, the beadkids.com 5-inch needles. Tie them to the ends of the string. And since the 2 or 3 rows are already done on the outside of the wings, we're going to start with that row. Lanyards are optional. They're helpful for clipping them under your clipboard. And then you just take the end of the wing. Sometimes you have to pop open the straws. That first row, you do not cross the string. And you add the second row. Be careful of knots when this string is this long. Gently take them out. The right needle goes in the right side and the left needle goes in the left side. And pull the row tight. There's the center of our butterfly. And we're starting on the other wing already. Now you can use any color bead. I made some beautiful black and yellow ones. You could look up butterflies on the internet and copy some of the beautiful patterns. And then our last rows, which are a combination of 2 or 3 rows. Okay. Tighten your project and cross the right needle over to the left side and tie a square knot. Now, as this is a heavier project, I will restring the project. Just basically going back up. The right needle goes in the right side, the left needle goes in the left side. And I will need to add some string. Don't wait till your string is too short. You can't make a good knot. Left over right, right over left. Because one string was longer than the other, I can just keep stringing the butterfly. Come back to the shorter one and then tie a knot. And there's our beautiful butterfly. We are going to finish off with just a piece of pipe cleaner, some black pipe cleaner. And I would run it through the string and maybe twist it. And you can cut it to any length. You can twist the ends if you'd like. But be creative.